Hi, it's Owen from the Mind Body Project. Welcome back, day number 10. So, top 10 problems with anxiety and how to deal with it from the Mind Body Project perspective. So, today is the last one for this. Right. Increased sweating, which is another thing. So, let's look at the model again. So, the sweating. So, if you are, this is when this is triggered off. So the trigger's already happened then. If you're in that state, change one of these. Yeah. Physiology is the easiest thing to do. Go out, change your focus, change the language pattern. Just change one of those and you'll have a different meaning, and then your body will respond differently. Yeah, you can either, and by the way, if you are sweating quite a lot, if that does happen, make sure you take on your fluids, by the way. Because if you have lower fluids, yeah, so 1% dehydration equals 5% loss performance. 5% dehydration equals up to a third decrease in performance. So you need to be aware of that. And the added issue is if you're taking any drugs or meds for this, you're going to be even more dehydrated. And if you have coffee on top of that, then I'm sure you are going to be shaking. So make sure you're hydrated with alkaline fluids, yeah, not acid fluids. So herbal tea is fine, yeah, water with lemon in it, green drinks, which I have. So but just something where you're actually filling yourself up water, filtered water, is really good for that. Just make sure you're drinking enough. It's not when you feel thirsty, you're already dehydrated. So you need to be drinking a lot of fluids during the day before we get to this point, especially if you're taking any of the medication as well, because that will cause the IBS that we talked about earlier. So you need to be wary of that. But if that happens, then you need to make sure that you're just drinking enough fluids, and that will give you more energy. That will give you a lot more energy when you have more fluids as well. And when you have more energy, you feel better. So you feel better when you have more energy. So just, again, we're talking about here. So that's triggered off, and just change one of these. But if you want it so that this doesn't even happen, the anxiety doesn't even happen, then what you need to do is break these patterns, which is going to take about half an hour to an hour, so it doesn't come back and you have a different response instead. So that's what you would do. So that's the top 10 problems with anxiety. So please comment, like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Is there anything else that you would like me to cover? Is there any questions that you have how to deal with it? You can go and get all of the what I'm saying in courses. I've got courses on anxiety, turn anxiety into confidence, where I talk about tapping as well. So you're doing tapping. So tapping techniques and the timeline techniques I'm talking about, that's all on the actual course. So turn anxiety into confidence course. So that's all on there, and then it shows you how to do a few of the new code games as well. So, but that is essentially anxiety. So what you got to remember, so in a nutshell, is that anxiety is a learned behavior. It's not who you are. Because if you say that's who you are, then as soon as anybody says anything about mental health, you get annoyed with them. You go, hey, you don't understand me. No one's talking about you. Talking about anxiety, the behavior. Yeah, it's a different logical level, and you have to get from being this is who I am to this is how I behave. Do that as quickly as possible, because if it's how you behave, then you can change your behaviors. But it's harder to change who you are. So hopefully this has helped. Next week what I will do is I will show how to deal with a phobia or a trauma. So a phobia or a trauma with a client. So you'll see that as well. But thank you very much for listening to me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.